Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sonia, a self-taught designer, hand letterer, and illustrator. Here on YouTube, I love to share all my tips and tricks of becoming a self-taught designer. So if you're interested in learning some tips from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of these videos. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a realistic looking mural mock-up. So this video was actually inspired by my very good friend, Roselli. A shout out to Roselli. I'm going to put her Instagram handle right here. This is the Instagram post she did. Basically, it was a mural of her artwork, but it was a mock-up that looked really, really real. So I thought it would be a great topic to share with you guys. This process is really simple and not time consuming, but it will be great for a vision board if this is something that you want to create in the future, or even a great portfolio piece. So if this is something that interests you, keep on watching. All right, so step one, we will need to find a picture. We will need a picture where we're gonna mock up the mural on. So it could be the picture that you took, or if you don't have a picture, you could just simply find it from an app called Unsplash. You could get it from the desktop, but I have it downloaded on my iPad, so I'm gonna use that. So you can go to Unsplash, and then from here, you could just simply search like a wall or something. And then you could go down and see which one you want to use. So I already selected mine. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Procreate. We're going to do this on Procreate, but you could also do this on Photoshop as well. I'm just going to go ahead and select the photo here and then import the photo I selected. So in this case, I selected this one. Okay, so I want to put a artwork here and create this mural mockup. So that's step one. So on the first layer, I have this photo. So I'm gonna have to create a separate layer, or if you copy paste it, I think it does add to a separate layer, but just in case, so I have a separate layer here, and I'm going to import my artwork. So that'll be step two. So I'm just gonna go here and go to add and insert a photo. So from the photo, I'm gonna add this guy here, and I'm gonna adjust it. So when you are adjusting it, make sure on the bottom part here that uniform, this section is selected. So that way, if you were to increase the size, it doesn't change. It doesn't get, like for example, if you are in free form, it may change how the artwork's gonna look. So make sure you are on uniform. So I'm gonna go ahead and maybe put around here. One more thing to note, that is when you are bringing your artwork in, it has to be a PNG file, which means the background is transparent. So I'll go ahead and do that. Now I can't see this person. I want this artwork to be between the wall. So it's on top of the wall, but it's behind this person. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the blending mode here. Go back here, and on that new layer, we're gonna just click on this option here, N. That means normal. We're gonna change that to, go down here, multiply. And then you could lower the opacity to your liking. So I like to lower it a little bit. That looks a little bit more natural. So I'm gonna go ahead and do something like this. Now again, I'm gonna adjust exactly where my artwork should be. I think this is a good spot. From here, all I'm gonna really do is erase this part here so it looks like the person is in front of it. That's all I'm gonna do. But instead of erasing it directly on the artwork, I'm gonna create a layer mask. So I'm gonna select that layer. So this is the layer of the artwork, and create a mask. If you're not familiar with what layer mask is, I have a tutorial for that. I will go ahead and attach the video here. But just for the purpose of this video, we're just gonna erase it without actually erasing the original artwork. So that's what the layer mask is. So when you do select the layer mask, the color automatically changes to black. That means you could erase it. It acts like an eraser. So I'm gonna just choose a brush that I like and then start erasing. Right? So if I show it to you here, I'm erasing the artwork so this person shows. But if you look at here in the original artwork, if I were to turn off the layer mask, for example, the original artwork is not damaged. So that's the purpose of the layer mask. Turn it back on, make sure this blue bar here is selected on the layer mask, and I'm gonna go ahead and erase it. So that looks good. One last thing, and this is optional. What I like to do is maybe add a little bit more texture to the artwork, because when you do draw it on the wall, it's not as smooth. So adding a texture, I feel like it looks a little bit more realistic. So what you can do is we could keep it on the layer mask, as I mentioned. If you're using black, it acts like an eraser. So we're gonna erase a little bit using the textures. So I'm using On the Road brush set grain light shader. I will add the information in the description box below. So what you're gonna do is, again, go back to that layer mask and just add a little bit of texture, something like that. I'm gonna lower the opacity because that looks a little harsh, but you can play around with the textured brush you have, but I do like to add a little bit more specks of these so it looks slightly more realistic, something like that. But you could obviously play with it. But yep, you can just go ahead and download this. Go to share and then a JPEG file. It will download, save image, and then you could use this image as a mock-up. So it could be a vision board or something that you post on Instagram. Okay, so that's all I have for you. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you liked it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe so you don't miss any of these videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.